Hi, this is Alan Shea, and I'm hosting today with a special story in mind for us to understand the dynamics again of the culture and how the quality of life was in this period, certainly in the South. The grandmother would raise her grandchildren, and she can have, in our case, as many as 5 young kids that she's raising, as well as her own kids. There were a number of young kids in the household for at least a 10-year period, from you being about 9 months of age until you were about 10.
Yeah,
About 10 or 11 years old.
right.
Okay. And the reason why we try and get this clarification and sharing with you viewers and family members is because my mother, Rena Shea, it was Rena Hill Shea, she used to share with us how difficult and how hard it was being raised by her grandmother that she lived with until she died.
Right.
And she
She
moved with her grandfather, who was Dave Newsom.
Right.
Okay, or I should say Dave Newsom Sr. And it was even more difficult. Right, extremely difficult. I found it very interesting once I started looking at the dynamics of our family. Now, Auntie, did you know David Newsom's father's name?
No.
You don't remember his name?
I don't know too much about that side.
That side?
Side the family.
No,
He never married in it. I don't know.
Nanny Mae Lemon. I talked to someone about who was related to Nanny Mae in my
in there.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I sure
Wow.
did. I sure did.
So the
Oh, the
picture up
pictures?
there- okay, I'm gonna go get some pictures and ask you who some of these folks are.
Okay.
Well, you know she can't see
I
those
know.
photos very well.
So, okay.
Well, we actually this is Bob. We have a picture like this in our possession. So
Oh, that little Peter Tail boy, he think he's 16 years old.
Who? Which boy is that?
Mine.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious.
Oh, he like to go out dressed up all the
Oh,
time.
he.
Roosevelt.
you
know what you're talking about.
probably gonna have to
Not
zero in on these.
Roosevelt.
So
I'm
Annie,
talking about Jesse,
Jesse-
my older son.
Yeah.
Jesse be dressing up like that too, huh?
Make sure that's in there.
yeah,
He
we
got
can take a
stay
picture of
dressed
that.
up.
Turn it to.
Okay, so we're going to try and ask Annie if she can tell us, even though you can't see it, this was sitting on your fireplace, this picture of a woman in a white dress. And she looks like,
Lucy?
is she,
We talking about Miss Lucy.
is this Miss Lucy? Okay, so tell us about Miss Lucy.
I don't know so much about her.
Uh-huh. So Miss Lucy was Miss Lucy
Yeah.
who? What was her name? Miss Lucy what?
I ain't gonna lie, I done forgot that.
That's
too.
all right.
Okay,
that's
that's
all
okay.
right.
That's okay. Well, this is Miss Lucy though. So we got a picture of Miss Lucy. This-
Yeah, she married a man with a lemon.
Lucy did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nanny Mae, Lemon, and Lucy both married Lemons. You think so? Maybe.
I don't know. I
Okay.
ain't gonna tell no
Okay.
tale.
Yeah. I don't
I
want to get
don't know. There's a lot of people that we, in the country
Okay.
don't recognize them kind of people. Oh, you know something about frying that mule and cutting that wood.
Well, we
Because
have.
I dare to show you how to do it one time.
Uh,
Now you just fool around, don't do like he said.
and we have.
Eat your end up.
They would. So now we have one more picture that was on your fireplace. It's a picture of a man, okay, in a suit, very debonair, and he's holding somebody's hand. Who's that?
Wallace.
Oh, this is Wallace. Okay. This is Wallace Newsom. This is
I married him.
who you married.
You say that. You say that with a lot of pride,
You like,
Auntie.
"Ooh,
You said that with a lot of pride,
Wallace
Auntie.
Newsom."
You smiling over there. I see you smiling now.
Oh, he went dressed up all the time.
So now we know where the dressing come from.
Now.
Yeah, did you
Yeah, he
see
got a
that?
three-piece
Yeah.
suit on in that
Yeah, because
picture.
he got
Yeah.
because he is debonair looking here.
And I think that's
He
your
was
hand.
buy them
Yeah.
that good clothes. He ain't go and get no shake me down.
Oh, no shake
No
me
shake
down.
me down?
Okay.
No,
Wow.
I'm
not
gonna use
him.
that.
Yeah, we gonna have to
When
get
he
some of
get-
these before we leave. Get a
When he
better plan.
get his shoes, he used to wear them with the floation, something else.
Yeah, floating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where you
he-
get this from?
Can we come back out here one more
wear
time? I just want to bring her a plate of
Wearing
Think
a
like a
little
Thanksgiving
bit
dinner?
this time.
Yeah, I mean, but our
yeah.
daughter was gonna bring it. but you
And then
come
they
do it
gonna
anyway.
bring
Yeah.
a lot of
Just, you know,
money around.
see her one more again before we go back to Cali.
You know, thinking they gonna win. That's
So
when
we
they
can-
take
yeah.
the money.
Oh, so that now say that again because I didn't hear all that now.
Oh, I did. The one I married, he did.
Now what would he do?
He'll let them win a little money, you know. And then when they come back with the big pocket of money, he just strip them just like they strip an onion.
Ooh.
He was a gambling man?
Mhm.
Okay.
So you said he was a gambling man?
What's the name of that call? Because I don't know one call from nothing.
Oh,
But he had a lot of them.
wow. So now
He used to run games and different stuff. I didn't never like that car. I didn't go to him neither.
I understand.
but Wallace is a good looking man though, huh?
Of course it was. Didn't I wouldn't have had one to do with ugly man.
Oh, that's classic right there. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that out there?
Yeah, you wow.
Well, right now,
Extra classic.
you wouldn't want the ugliest woman you ever seen.
But she wouldn't. But she
Right
would.
now, we're in a big, nice place.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't want that. And you want her all dressed up, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, Wally, he gonna stay dressed up. You know how to put on suit clothes money. Ain't no telling
Right. That's right.
about him.
So Wallace's parents were who? What was their name?
Well, I think their mama name, I don't know too much about that part of the family.
Uh-huh.
Miss Lucy is Wallace's mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And who was his daddy? What was his daddy's name?
I know I don't know that one. I don't know.
Is it Dave Newsom? Does that sound familiar?
I know they met some of us in the family. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Okay.
It's not true.
Okay, well we understand that.
When they first born.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now, do you have any pictures of?
Betty been keeping, my daughter.
Uh-huh.
She keeps all that stuff.
Oh, she
keeps
keeps
it.
it.
Oh, so
Okay.
we need to talk to Betty.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Betty live in Jackson.
Okay, well, we're going to be in Jackson tomorrow. We're going to go to Jackson tomorrow. We wanted to make you the first one on the list.
That's right.
We wanted to come out here and see you and tell you we love you. And we wanted to see our auntie that we ain't seen in over 50 years. Yeah.
Who is that, honey?
Yeah. We honey kids.
Rena Mae.
Rena Mae's kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can't see very good.
Mm-hmm. But you remember?
I
You
remember
remember.
all that. Me and Rena Mae and all of went to school together.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. You guys went. You guys were how many grades? How many was she in the fifth grade and you was in the sixth grade?
She was in a grade higher than I was.
She was in a grade higher than you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah, there ain't nothing like it used to be years ago. We used to be chopping cotton, frying that mule, all that kind of stuff. You don't see nothing. If they're doing it for the white folks.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you all is a Rena Mae children.
Rena
Yeah.
Mae children. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That we are. She had 13.
I know.
13. 13 kids. And so this is the 13th child right here. He's the baby.
Oh.
Yep, he's the baby, and so we wanted to make sure we come out, see you.
Well, I sure appreciate that.
So we jumped on a plane. He came from California, and we wanted to make sure we show our love, and so all the people, all the family back in California can see we have a great auntie still living, can talk, looking
That's right.
beautiful.
I don't know about that.
I know about it. I'm looking at it. Definitely.
Well, one thing I tried to take care of myself.
She's taking good care of me, dressed me up. She loved to dress, and she dressed me too. I wore all kind of lace, 'cause she loved lace from head to toe.
Now, can you share with us if she had any kids?
No, she didn't have no kids of her own. That's why she, well, I said adopted, but they didn't.
And what age were you when you got married?
I'd say about 16. Yeah, 'cause they had to sign for me.
So you were 16 years old when you got
Yeah.
married? Okay. Well, and for those of you who are watching this show and family members who are watching it, we think about 16 years old as something very hard to believe people would allow their young children or young people to get married, even though my mom had her first child at 15. So, these kind of things apparently were very commonplace incidents back during this time. So once you were married, where did you meet your husband?
In Chicago.
Okay. So share with the family and the viewers. Now, how did you go from Bolton, Mississippi to Chicago?
We came to Chicago in 1944.
And when you say we, who are you referring to?
Aunt Rena, myself, and my brother John Hunt.
Okay, so Aunt Rena used to live in Bolton, Mississippi, and she moved to Chicago.
Yes.
And do you have any knowledge of what caused her to move here to Chicago, or?
Well, she was farming at the time. But then, after her and her husband, separated, and she said she don't need to live in the country no more. So her brother, Isaiah, sent for her. He paid our way to come to Chicago, and we was living with him. We lived with him until what? I think until I got married. Yeah, we lived with him until I got married. Aunt Rena, myself, and my brother John, J.W. brother. So after I got married, because I met my husband here in Chicago. At the time he was in service, he was home on leave for 30 days. In that 30 days, he asked for my hand in marriage.
So let me make sure I'm clear on this, because I'm hearing some stuff, and I want all you viewers to see how things worked back in 1930 something. A military man who
Right.
was active from World War II,
Right.
and you're saying that you met him on leave, and
on leave.
and you were with him. Let me make sure I got this right, for 30 days before.
He was home for 30 days.
Oh, he was home for 30 days. But how long
Right.
had you known him before he asked you to marry him?
I didn't.
Okay, so how long did you know him?
Like I said, he was home for 30 days, and I met him while he's on leave. And his father had been, telling him about me, what a nice young lady I was. And he said he wanted to meet this young lady. So when he came home, we went to see him at his father's house. And in that 30 days, he asked for my hand in marriage. He presented a engagement ring, put it on my finger. But we didn't get married then. We was engaged for a year. That was when he came home. He was getting out. He said, I'm going to wait until I get out before I marry. So when he got out, we got married June the 1st, 1946.
You were 17 when you got married?
16,
So that meant you must have been 15 when you met him.
yeah.
Okay. So you were 15 when you met him. After 30 days, he proposed, and you dated him or you were engaged for about a year before you got married to him.
Right.
And during your marriage, you and he had 7 kids together, or 9?
9.
Okay, so you had 9 kids. Now here is going to be the $1 million question, okay? Name all of your children that was the product of your marriage, and each of these children are all from just you and your husband, and that has been the case with you throughout your entire life.
Right.
So why don't you share with us the name of your 9 children that you've brought throughout their lives, and you've had a great opportunity to see them grow up.
Donna, Micah, Antonia, Jane, Robert, Loretta, Leon, and Alicia.
Wow, that's beautiful. To all of our children who just heard their mom echo the names of her 9 children, Donna, Michael, James, Robert, Loretta, Janetta, Leon, and Alicia, you are blessed. You're blessed to see your mom reach an incredible age of 93 and who has shepherded all of you to your adulthood with great children, with grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. And in closing, I would love for my cousin here to share with us, as we go back through a family journey, what can you share about your relationship with your cousins, certainly my mom, and the children that my mom had, realizing she had 13 children?
We was close, very close. We was more like sisters instead of cousins, first cousin, because we lived together, played together, ate together, slept together.
And so were you able to?
and went to partially school together.
And so were you able to have any kind of real interaction or relationship to her 13 children?
Well, partially, because after I left Mississippi, we were still close, but we were distant apart because she was still there in Mississippi and I was in Chicago. But until then, we was together all those years because of my grandmother.
And would you share with the viewers and family members, so at what point did you and Rena reconnect to recultivate that sister relationship that you had so that your children and her children can form a closer bond?
I'm trying to think what year was that. Because after she moved to California, I didn't see her no more for, I don't even know how many years. It was years before I found her again. And when I did, I got her phone number and I called her. And one of the kids answered the phone. And they said, "Mama, is somebody in your past call?" She said her name is Lucille Banks, and she's your first cousin. And she called you honey, and then never heard that name. So she said, "That's somebody from my past." She said, "Give me the phone." And when I said hello, she said, "That's my first cousin." Oh my goodness. I said I was so glad I had found her again. But it was years before I found her. I don't even know how many years.
So in closing, as to the wisdom and advice you would share with your children as we close out this interview, what would you share with your children, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren as to life, love, health, and the walk of life?
Well, as a child growing up myself, I stayed sickly quite a bit in my young and adult life. In fact, even after I got married, I stayed sickly because my grandmother told me as a baby, I was so small they could put me in a coffee pot. And I says, "Well, what kind of baby is that?" She said, "You wasn't a 9-month baby. You had to be a 7-month baby. Because you were so tiny, we could put you in a coffee pot." And then after I had my little great-grandbaby, she was a 7-month baby. And I said, "That's how big I was when I was born. 7 months, just like you." And we call her Gigi. They call me Gigi Mama. And I call her my Gigi baby.
So what would you like to share with your kids about how to get fulfilledness in life? I mean, you have a secret to get to 93. You're very healthy. You have peace in life. How can you share with your children and all the folks that are watching this video what that process is?
Well, it was the way my aunt raised me and my grandmother, and how they dressed us. We didn't wear, you know, socks like most kids. We wore long stockings and what they call back then long johns. And you wore them long johns and those long stockings, and they dress you warm. You didn't half dress. That's the reason you stayed healthy, and the nice food that they gave you, because we raised our food. The only thing we bought in the store was sugar and flour. The rest of it, we raised it. Everything we ate. Our vegetables, our meat, our hogs, cows, chickens, geese, turkeys, guineas. We had our cows, we milked, they churn and make butter, buttermilk, and, whole milk. We didn't buy our milk. We had our cows raised, and we milked them, and they churned the milk, and you had buttermilk and whole milk.
Wow.
So everything was fresh, everything.
Wow. Well, that's a great way of sharing your growth, your challenges, and in closing, is there anything from a moral or religious encouragement that you would share with your children and your grandchildren, great-grandchildren?
Oh, we went to church. You had to. Every Sunday, you going to be in church. Then they had what they call prayer meeting for weeks with people, that's not saved or not in church. They had what they call the mourner's bench, where you sit until you got a religion, till the Lord save you. And after that, they baptize you. And now you're a Christian. You accept the Lord as your Lord and Savior. What a feeling. It's a good thing to know the Lord. You can't live without Him. You need Him daily. Pray daily. Every day of your life, when He wake you up, you got something to be thankful for. Because the Lord is watching over you and He's taking care of you. He's better to you than you are to yourself. The Lord is good, and good all the time.
Well, with that being said, hopefully all you viewers enjoyed today's show. Here with my cousin, Lucy Banks, who just give me chill bumps to be here looking as wonderful and as encouraging and sharing this journey. And we want to thank you. Thank you so much. And we want to thank you, family members and viewers, for staying with us. This is Alan Shea signing out.